Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you great. And why don't you
Hi,
go ahead and introduce yourself and your company? Welcome to our CES 2021 coverage.
thanks for having me. I'm Dylan. I'm one of the founders of a startup called BOON, and we build AI-powered shopping assistants for retailers that use psychology to help consumers find great products online whilst remaining anonymous and controlling their data completely. So we're focusing on helping consumers discover products online. So there's obviously plenty of great products here at CES, but there's often far too much choice, and often it's quite hard to sort of pick out the right stuff for you and your individual situation. So we focus on that, and then we also focus on delivering recommendations, those product recommendations, whilst keeping people private and controlling their data.
So once you're ready, run me through that process. Is that done through an app, or do you have a website, or
Yeah, sure. So the way that it works is we partner with retailers of all sizes, and they integrate our technology into their site. So a shopper would go onto a retailer somewhere, a retailer site, and would see maybe it's a gift finder, maybe it's for gift discovery, or maybe it's for product discovery for yourself, and the consumer will see a button that says something like discover the perfect product, or discover the perfect, let's do kids toys for example, discover your kid's next perfect toy. And they'll click on the button and be taken to our experience. And the way that it works is it's a series of questions, the content of which completely depend on the responses that they're given previously. So as they answer, they go down in different branches, and they see different questions, different content. So it's completely personalized to them. They answer all of these questions, some of which are image-based, and then they get product recommendations at the end. And what's really nice is when they get their recommendations listing, they can replace recommendations to get updates live, they can rate them, and all of that comes back in and helps our system, because it's an artificial intelligence system that does the recommendations. That helps it learn and improve for future users.
Sounds to me like that's the ultimate funnel, is you're basically really trying to get people into exactly, through these questions, get them into the right products that maybe they don't even know they need. Is that partially correct as well?
Absolutely. So I think we've got two main types of consumers that use the tool. There are the people who really need help with finding great products, and that's often more so on larger retailers with a large number of SKUs, or we have also users who maybe are just looking to sort of play around on the site, who want a bit more of an engaging experience as they shop, rather than just an experience that is click on a category, scroll down the listings, scroll through 100 products, and then find something that they might buy. So we have those two different types of users. But you're absolutely right. It's sort of the ultimate funnel. A user comes in, they engage in this experience that picks out the perfect product, and then they buy. But one of the tough sells sometimes is, surely adding these additional steps into the process is going to have a negative effect on our conversions. It's often you want to optimize for the fewest steps possible. That's why Amazon years ago introduced their one-click purchase and checkout and stuff, right? But actually, we just see phenomenal engagement. So around 96% of people who answer the first question complete all the questions and get their recommendations.
Wow.
So people absolutely love the experience, which is just an insane stat. And then up to sort of over double the revenue from the users who use our tool through increased conversion rate and through increased average order value.
I run a business as well in the podcasting space, and we have 2 or 3 options that we route people through. And we work really, really hard to lower the number of questions we ask to get them to a solution, because we know the more we ask them, the more chance of losing them. So do you typically keep this self-contained within one vendor's website, or do you lead them to additional vendors' websites, or is it a conglomeration of products, or is it a hybrid of both?
It's each experience, each set of questions, and each sort of experience that's integrated into a site is specific to that retailer or that brand.
Okay.
It can be an experience for one category of products, for example, or it can be for one type of user. It can be for anything that the retailer would like it to be. But we don't do cross retailer stuff at the moment, no.
So
On that point about adding questions or removing questions from your form, what we actually see is as somebody becomes committed to answer to sort of engaging in the experience, they are so likely, almost certainly, going to complete the experience. So the vast majority of people who do drop out during the questions drop out in the first 2 questions.
Yeah, I think that kind of backs up some of the things we see too. So that's interesting. But yeah, once they get a little deeper in, then they're already committed. And then ultimately, for us at least, there isn't that many, there's just several product options because we're selling a service.
Yeah.
But for a retailer that's got, like you said, multiple SKUs. So from the companies you work with then, what is an average SKU count? Are they in the 50s, 100s? What's your average company you worked with in the B2B side?
There's a huge range. So we can work with people who have a few hundred SKUs, and it's just a whole different experience. But obviously, one of the core benefits of what we do is helping consumers cut down a large amount of choice. Right. So there's almost more value than more SKUs that a retailer has. But that doesn't say that the experience in itself isn't a phenomenal thing to add to a retailer's site, and that's why it's still useful for retailers with smaller SKUs. But we work with retailers right up to sort of 50,000 SKUs, huge numbers of products, and it's because we spent so long designing our machine learning system to analyze the product data that we have, pick out the attributes that are important, and then link those to the specific attributes of individuals that answer the questions.
So I know that cost on this is going to vary depending on deployment, but
hugely,
and whatever customization is going to have to be done. So folks will probably have to reach out to you. What's the best way for them to get in contact with your team and set up a time to talk and see if this is a solution that would work for them?
Yeah, well, obviously we're at CES at the moment. You can search for us in the directory. We're called BOON, BOON, or you can visit our website, which is yourboon.co, yourboon.co.
So it's yourboon.co.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yourboon.co. All right, awesome. Well, again, and is it probably the best way to, and I know that some of the people are watching this are not going to be over on the CES site, so I'm assuming right on the website there's a contact page for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Contact us there.
Very, very exciting. If I had 50,000 SKUs, I would let's talk. I think I have 3 or 4, so probably that doesn't work.
No, it probably wouldn't be right. Fantastic.
All right, sir. I thank you for being on. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Outstanding.
I hope you enjoyed that interview, and if you did, make sure you check out some of the more than 100 interviews we conducted during the virtual CES 2021 coverage. And of course, subscribe here on YouTube, hit the notification bell to learn when we post new content and when we go live.